Good evening. I'm Richards Preiss. I'm the Township Planner. I think you can see by virtue of all the projects that are underway, most of which have occurred or were initiated in the last 3 or 4 years, that Teaneck is very committed and helpful to those in the private sector who are looking to undertake redevelopment projects. If you just look at the range of projects which have occurred, most of those were actually identified by the private sector and brought to Teaneck. Avalon Bay, 1500 Teaneck Road, 227 Teaneck Road. But in all of those instances, Teaneck was very amenable to sitting down with those folks and discussing the way in which a development could be facilitated. And both the council, the zoning board, the planning board, and a variety of consultants, of which I'm just one, the various departments, engineering, traffic, work very closely with those bodies to facilitate that redevelopment. I think in future, Teaneck will continue to rely on the private sector to identify redevelopment opportunities. There are 2 potential redevelopment projects which are in the works, both of which are DPW sites that Dean mentioned, 1425 Teaneck Road and 1600 River Road. We're undertaking an analysis to see if those areas qualify as an area in need of redevelopment, and to the extent they do, some kind of redevelopment plan will be put in place for their future development. I think looking further into the future in terms of where Teaneck might be going, I think the potential lies mostly in the various commercial areas, the Cedar Lane Central Business District, the West Englewood Avenue area, the area around Queen Anne and Broad. And I think one of the things that we've identified, because there has been some interest in that area, is the way in which additional parking could be accommodated to allow for a redevelopment there. And we are looking, Deputy Mayor Mark Schwartz and I have been working together to identify the extent to which that additional parking could be provided in a public-private partnership to facilitate the development of some of those soft sites. I think the main thing to convey is that really Teaneck is open and very progressive when it comes to development. It doesn't mean that it will accept everything. Sometimes there are requirements that have to be met that not all the developers particularly like or appreciate, but for the good of the community and for the protection of the residents and the neighbors, those things have to be taken into consideration. If you have somebody who has identified a particular development opportunity, meetings can be set up whereby those are brought forward to the various bodies that deal with that, and you can to this development forum. I think you can see that Teaneck is very actively engaged with the community and facilitating development in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Richard.